Odd anyways. So the first thing I'm going to do is prep my lids. I have already done my eyebrows. I'm just going to take concealer. I'm using MAC Pro Longwear concealer. And I'm just going to put that on my lids. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is set that concealer. This Lorac Pro 2 palette, I'm going to take this color Buff so that it no longer feels tacky and just really smooth. That way the eyeshadows will just glide on top. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in with a transition color. You can use whatever works best for your skin tone. Really nice one. I'm just going to use it because I already have this palette out. Just buffing that into the crease. Just going in windshield wiper motions. And then once I get it on, then I will come back in with circular motions. Brown by MAC and do the same exact thing. So anyways, I'm just taking soft brown and running it through the crease. I'm doing the exact same thing. Some people was talking about blending the other day, which is a big reason I wanted to do this, just to kind of talk about blending a little bit. It really helps to have, it helps to have the right brush, the right blending brush that's the perfect size for your eye. If you have one that's too big, then you're going to put too much color, too big of a wash of color, if that makes sense. If it's too small, then it'll just take a little bit longer. So being smaller is not as big of a deal as being too big. But it's really important just to make sure that you find the right size brush for you. And it also really helps when you're first learning to blend to use more colors. If you love palettes like I do, and single eyeshadows, then you have probably hundreds, and why not use them? I mean, just grab you some colors that are pretty similar and just make sure that each one is a hair darker than the other one, and just keep going in and back and forth, and the more colors that you use, the easier that it is to blend. Just keep adding, going back in. So the next color I'm going to use is Texture by MAC, and it's just a little bit darker than soft brown. And again, I'm going to do the same exact thing, just kind of deepening that crease. So I'm going to use that one. And it's just this like gorgeous red-brown yumminess that I love. I could wear this every day wrapped around my eye and I would be ecstatic. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Come in, buff it in that crease. I'm going to take this MAC eyeshadow. It's called 100 Strokes. I'm going to pack this on the outer corner just for a little bit of depth. Now for the star of the show. This is actually a discontinued eyeshadow by MAC. Oh, this is my favorite eyeshadow of life. It is like this gorgeous cranberry red, bronzy something yumminess in a pan. It's called Falling Star, and I wouldn't have used it, but there is a very similar eyeshadow in that Jaclyn Hill palette. And I know a lot of people have that palette, so I was like, well, I'll just use it. And I will try to find, so I know that these are on, you can find this on Amazon, but it's like outrageous, like $45 or something. Because I wanted to buy one for my mom, because I used this on her one day and she loved it. But I'm not paying $45 for it. We pack this on the lid. Now what I'm going to do is finish my, sorry if it's like a different angle or something, I had to move around a little bit. So, okay, we're going to finish the eyes, just deepen up the crease a little bit. So I'm going to take that red-brown color, Morocco, on a MAC 217. And I'm just going to take that into the crease. Okay, so again, I'm going to take that 100 Strokes color and put that on the outer third one more time. And remember what I said just about going back in and blending more. The more you go in with the colors, the more blending you're going to do, the more blended it's going to be. Okay. You just keep that on the outer third, and you can pull it into the crease a bit to kind of darken it a little bit. And then one more time, I'm going to take my flat shader and the Falling Star color on the lid and just pat that on one more time just to kind of blend it in with that 100 Strokes color. And I definitely want more of this red color than anything. It's gorgeous. And again, I'm going to try to find a dupe for it and post it below. I just honestly think it is a must-have for fall. It is so pretty. I'm going to take a clean blending brush and bring it in here and make sure that that's blended there. Make sure it's nice and blended like that. Okay, so I'm going to take MAC Nylon, and I'm just going to use a small little detail eyeshadow brush and just pop that on the inner corners. And I'm not being stingy with this. I really want it to pop. Okay. It is the most gorgeous frosty highlight color of life. It's a yellow toned highlight color. And it is just super, super intense. So I don't have a matte bone color shadow here. Again, I'm just going to grab that Lorac Pro 2 palette and take that buff color, which is very similar to like Foxy by Urban Decay. It's just a yellow tone highlight color that's matte. I'm just going to pop that on my brow bone. Now I'm going to take that little detail eyeshadow brush again and a little bit of nylon and pop that just right underneath my arch. Okay, now I'm going to take this big brush again and just blend it out. I don't want it to be too intense, is why I'm doing it this way. And again, I'm going to take texture one more time and just make sure that everything is blended. So I use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in 0. That is my favorite for the waterline and tightline area. Stays on wonderfully. So Again, I'm going to take that soft peach color and just run it underneath the eye with a pencil brush, just using it as a transition. And if you do your waterline first, and then you go in with your eyeshadows, it's like it sets a barrier down for the liner, and it will not slide off as easily. Okay, so then I'm going to take texture, and I'm going to mix a little bit of soft brown with it. Just going to mix them on this e.l.f. smudge brush. This is a great little brush for a buck. And I'm just going to take that underneath here. And I'm not being insanely precise, which is why I love looks like this. And for some reason, I keep touching my eyeball. Okay. Okay. I feel like y'all can't see me. Okay, so the next color I'm going to take is that 100 Strokes. Same brush. And I'm just going to lightly put that on the outer third, just for some dimension. Again, just the outer third. Okay. Now I'm going to take, where did you go? A pencil brush. I'm going to take that Morocco color, again, that red brown, and really blow out that bottom lash line. So now the last step I'm going to do to make everything just a little darker is I'm going to take a really small angled brush, or you can use like a flat definer brush, like a push liner brush, and very lightly line my top lid, not creating a wing. I don't want it to even be that obvious. If you're going to put on false lashes, this will really help hide that band, and it will also help it look a little darker, a little more smokier. I'm not going to wear false lashes. If you all know me, you know I don't care one bit for false lashes. They just get on my nerves. The way my eyes are made, I don't know. They touch my brow bone. This will also help set that liner in the tight line. So as you can see, it just kind of defines the eyes. Okay, so mascara on. Now I'm going to take this little brush that came with the Anastasia palette and take Morocco and just really lightly blow out that bottom lash line a little more. I'm just going to use like a brown lip liner. This is Nude lip liner by Lord and Berry. Okay, so I'm going to use ColourPop Midi.